So this is where I was talking about earlier about restraining orders. Right? So if somebody has a restraining order, you got to stay at least 500 yards away from somebody else. Right? That's pretty difficult. Well,
one weird person.
5 football. Yes. Right? Or 500 feet or whatever else. Obviously, I've never done restraining orders, thankfully.
Just get away from me.
Right? So the distance has to be at least this far away. So visually, this is a simple equation. I can maybe come at it less algebraic, more visually. Here's 4, right? There's 4. How far up do I want to go?
What is 0, please? 0.
A 0 is down here somewhere.
You go to 9.
9. Do I want to get any closer to 9? So here I am. This is me. And here's a mean person that beat me up. I go to judge. He says, all right, the distance between them. So you got to be here. You got to get further than that, and the closer you can get is 9. And of course, down. How close can you get down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 1, 0. Negative 1. Exactly. Right? So this is definitely not a sandwich. And do you guys get the idea? If you look at it greater than, distance greater than something, stay the hell away from me. Right? Isn't that exactly the picture? Stay the hell away from me. Either that far or that far. Right? Now in the real world it's 3-dimensional, but we're in 2 dimensions, so I'm just pretending like we can only move. Does everybody call that? So either get away from me there or get away from the air. Just stay away from me.
The greater than?
Greater than is a get the hell away from me. Less than is a stay close to me. Let's eat some sandwiches. Right? So what would the algebra look like here then? This is where you got to be careful. Let me try to do it. If I try to do it the same way I did over there, I would have like -5 greater than equal to this, greater than equal to 5. Doesn't that say that -5 is bigger than 5?
Yes.
That's why it's no good. You cannot do it that way.
So you have to go with the limit line, and it would be negative 1.
So then what is it saying? It's saying that x minus 4 is greater than equal to 5, or
It's less than.
x minus 4 is less than or equal to -5. There's my 2 cases.
Can I write it like this?
Yes. Cool. So it's just the same as the 2 cases we did with the equation. One stays exactly the same. The other one, the sign changes. But what happens when we change the sign with an inequality? Flips, right? So one case stays the same. The other case, the sign changes, so this inequality sign flips. Yes, cool. And then you just solve each. And we should get x less than or equal to -1 or x greater than or equal to 9, right? Visually, we already got that answer. And sure enough, add 4, there's my x greater than or equal to 9. Add 4, there's my x less than or equal to -1. Now real quick, just to kind of make this a complete picture, the other way to do this is, one case is leave it alone. The other case is change both signs, like that, right? How are we doing? So it's the same 2 cases we did with the equation. But look, what does it say then? This is greater than or equal to -3, so what else does it say? -3 is less than or equal to this, right? What does this say? -3 is less than or equal to, hey, it's the same damn thing. That's why I can write this one like this. It wants to keep it close when it's less than. Please stay close to me. Don't get far away from me. I'm scared. This one, you're actually what scares me. Stay the hell away from me. You're freaking me out. Right? Maybe. It's always so cool. Alright, so let me do a couple more with you, and then I'll give you a few to try on your own. Let's see. So let's make them a little more complicated. Sure. Alright, so I'm going to step along this with you. Now hopefully you remember what's the first thing I should do.
Subtract 3.
Yeah, subtract 3. Isolate the absolute value. What situation am I in? Am I in a you're my friend, stay close, or am I in a you're my enemy, get away from me? I'm in a get away from me situation, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be something that's separate, either down there or up there. Just stay away from me. Give me my personal space, right? So what's my two cases I can write? What are my two cases? So either this thing inside is already bigger than 3. I really want you guys, I mean, there's several ways to look at this, and I have to be careful as a teacher not to give too many ways, because then you start looking at it in all different ways at once. But what is 5 minus 2x?
5 minus 2 is about 3.
True, but what's 5 minus 2x? What is it? What does it represent? It represents a number I don't know yet, right? If that was 5, wouldn't that work? Isn't 5, absolute value 5, bigger than 3? So of course, if that number itself is bigger than 3, it works. Now what kind of negative number could you put in there? And the absolute value of it. Try negative 2. What's the absolute value of negative 2?
2.
Is that bigger than 3? Uh-oh, shit. So I've got to take the absolute value of a bigger negative number, right? It's got to be more negative. What's the absolute value of negative 4?
4.
Isn't that bigger than 3?
Yes.
So if I want to go negative, the number actually has to be big negative, less than negative 3. It's got to be negative 4, because that's the absolute value of negative 4. 4 is bigger than absolute value of negative 10. 10, that's bigger than 3. So it's got to be either a big positive number or a big negative number. And how do you get bigger negative? You go down, right? So again, some of you guys might kind of pick up on that thought process. If that made no sense at all to you, but you understand the other stuff I was saying earlier, go with that. There's a lot of different ways to look at this stuff. But the thing to really key in on, that's a greater than symbol. I know I want two separate things, something up there and down there, right? And now just solve both. So this now is the easy step. Minus 5. Divided by negative 2, so
You're gonna flip it.
gotta flip it, right?
You did division.
Divided by negative.
Number right.
So either x is less than 1 or minus 5
And it's gonna be a negative 8.
x 4.
4. So it's gonna be status. No, negative. You're gonna flip it again.
So x less than 1 or x greater than 4. That matches up with the idea of stay away from me, right? So here I've got, here's 1, here's 4. What symbols go on both?
Parentheses.
Parenthesis, because it's not equal to. Less than 1, so I've got to open this way and go down. Greater than 4, so I've got to open this way and go up. Stay away from me. Doesn't that match up with the idea, stay away from me? Just make sure at the end that you end up with a picture that makes sense. Greater than, stay away from me, makes sense. Now I don't think we've seen this situation yet as far as writing interval notation. This is going to marry something from earlier with our interval notation. I want to write this piece by itself. What's it start at? What's the smallest thing it could be?
Infinity.
What kind of infinity?
Negative.
So it starts at negative infinity up to 1, same symbol. Or you, right? Start at 4 and go to infinity. You just can't be close to me. You're just not allowed to be in here. You could be out here, but you can't be close. Maybe. There's so many ways to look at things that I don't want to get it. All right, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. All right, let's do another type, and then I'll let you try several on your own. Let's see.
Still recording at 48 minutes.
What's that?
Still recording at 48 minutes, you're good.
Oh, good. All right. this one with you. This is the ugliest one we'll see probably ever in this section here. Yeah, you should probably make it work, Jeff. That would be a good idea. Okay, that should work, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's make it. This is truly gotta be the ugliest problem you would see. So we'll do this one together. Actually, it's a good time. Probably.